Well, super late, but better late than never, right? Or something like that. Waiting for everyone else to join me. It's been a very interesting day, guys. Very interesting day. Uh, do me a favor, those of you who are in the chat, please let me know when you make it. Click, like, put a one in the chat or say hello or something just to let us know that you're here with us. Oh, there's Nicole Boo. Take one, take two.
Yes, I'm still trying to evict people from my room.
Oh, we've got company.
Messing my hair
Hey,
all the way up.
Laura. Oh my goodness. So FYI, we're already broadcasting. So do know. I probably should put. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna turn my video off for just a second.
Okay, I
Okay, y'all
probably
get
should
out.
put that in the chat. My apologies.
Oh, I should have. You know what? It did give me the warning. They get the real. I try not to put the boobs all on the screen though.
Uh-oh. Are you still there?
Oh yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay. Already FYI. So did you click the last link that I sent, Nicole?
What'd you say?
You clicked the most recent link that I sent?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Excellent. Excellent. I think the other Nicole is coming in a little bit, and then also Medusa. I know
Okay.
Tanisha was watching out also. So,
Yes.
hey everybody that's here with us already. So far, it's a party of two. Having issues accessing the link according to Miss Medusa. Oh, I gotta fix the title. It's supposed to say Alpha. Oh, Kimberly Spencer. Hey, Kimberly Spencer. Toby. Hey, sis. Thank you for stopping in to say hello. Hello, your journey.
Right, turn the lights out. Turn all these lights out downstairs.
Uh-oh. Lights out, y'all. Lights out. We'll be starting to, hey. So Kimberly, are you not joining us tonight? I sent the link in the chat. It'd be great to have you as part of the conversation. Just saying. Who's there? Is somebody else in here?
I thought I saw something else pop up on the screen, but no, I guess not
So
yet.
far, no. Because we got a lot to talk about, apparently. Did you get to watch that movie?
No, I have.
Ah,
It's been a really long day.
we need QP in this for certain. Because he's got to tell us about it.
Yeah, I saw him drop a line earlier about it. It looked like Tanisha had a chance to watch it.
Did she?
I heard it was either her or Melissa that said this movie is crazy, and I'm assuming that's what
Ah,
it's talking about.
yeah. Yep. I saw that.
Yeah, so I'd like to hear about it. I probably won't be able to watch it until uh, maybe Saturday or Monday.
Right. I've been talk about running and gunning.
Yeah, like I've got to get up early again tomorrow morning and be on set by 8.
So we're not gonna oh. Okay, hold on just a second. One sec. This is somebody trying to call me from the other. Hello there. Hey, okay. So we need all of y'all. Can y'all hear me? We need all of y'all to hang up. Go back to the Facebook chat and click the last link I sent there.
I didn't see it on Facebook. It doesn't work for me.
No?
No, it takes.
Okay, put your email address in the chat and I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Or I'll try to.
Yeah,
Multitasking,
the
making
very
it
last,
work.
the very last link that you put in after you said correction.
Exactly.
Um, I just had to, log in with my email address,
I'm
and
gonna repost it. Just so, because I think she may have clicked the Medusa may have clicked the first link that I put in. What?
I like your eyeliner.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. I'm still playing around with the whole. I've been, interestingly enough, I started doing this back in 2011. I think they call it wings now, and I did it mimicking what like Etta James and the Ronettes and the 50s and 60s, doo wop girl singers. Who's that?
That may
Oh, okay, that was me. Still left in the other.
trying to position my computer some kind of way here.
Hey, Nicole Boo.
I'm trying to comb out the suits my daughter put in my hair.
You took the wrap down. She did. Okay, I'm here for a
Yeah.
round.
I'll spare you guys with the bonnet. I'll spare you
Stacy's the
guys.
band just joined. Hey. Now we're getting this party started. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. How you doing?
Excellent. I'm happy to see y'all. So happy to see y'all. Missed you guys. But
Happy to see you too.
apparently, somebody in that household has been cutting up the stage.
Oh,
Oh
we're talking
yes.
about Ayana?
Oh yes. Bringing them to the altar. Oh yes.
She be doing her thing, boy.
She gave a little Whitney Houston growl even.
Oh, did you hear that, right?
Oh
Oh,
yes, I
Oh,
saw a clip of that.
speaking of,
She just came in. She heard you messing with her.
gave us a little Whitney
Aw.
Houston growl and whatnot. I'm here for it.
Hello.
Beautiful job. Hello there, young lady.
Hello.
Hi there. Oh, look at that face.
I don't like that angle.
You were a little bit sideways, isn't it?
True diva.
Indeed.
Can't see
Indeed.
with all the blanket.
Baby diva. What's going on, Ladybug?
I got graduation on Saturday.
This coming Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. What time is it?
3.
At 3:00?
Mm-hmm.
I will be on my last student when your graduation ceremony starts.
cut them short. Come on out.
We're gonna do that. We're just gonna cut them short.
Yeah, hey, it's all good.
But I'm so very proud of you. So incredibly proud of you. And by the way, you gave us shall I say a stellar performance? Is that okay to say?
Absolutely.
What are you talking about?
Very stellar performance. I saw the video.
Oh, at my showcase?
Yes. Beautifully done, ma'am. I was just saying you even gave us a little bit of Whitney Houston growl energy from back, in her
Wow.
young singing days. Young. Yes. So we have a couple of other people who are trying to figure out how to hop on. Did you all have any problems once I sent the link the second time?
Not the second time.
No,
Okay.
I think I got lucky though. I'm not really sure what I did. All right. Good night. Love you too.
That part. So, good night.
Good night.
Well, good night.
Hey, you need to go to bed too. Night night. Come here. Give me a hug.
Let's see. Come on. Nicole, Nisha, Medusa. So Medusa should be joining us shortly. Oh, okay. She just sent her email address.
Go to bed.
So I've got to. Okay, this is what I'll do. I'm posting it, the link in the other chat.
Yeah, we were all in there together.
That part. Because it was
I'm
like
like,
4
yeah,
or
we
5
got
of
it.
y'all.
So my sister's over there. Everybody's over there.
Are you see? Yeah, we need her. Kimberly Spencer, if you can hear me, if you can see me, go back to the group chat.
Is she in the group
You want
chat?
me to send it to
I'm
him?
posting
I
it
sent it to him.
in the group
Okay,
page.
so send it to
I'll
Kim.
just send it to him.
Like,
Okay,
but
thank you.
don't send it in there. Send it in like to text message.
Oh, what a day this has been. Have y'all had a
You know,
great day?
it's been a great day, but it's been real full. Real full.
Copy. Oh, that worked.
What is
Real
that?
full.
Oh.
Yeah. You say what now?
I've had a great day as well, but it's been really, really full also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
ditto.
I'm trying to be careful with my words because I don't want to complain and repel any of this stuff that's happening right
Come
now.
on.
I need it to keep coming, but I will
Come
say that
on.
my body is feeling it. Like my everything is feeling it.
I'm not physically like I just got a bunch to do, so it's not like for me. It's not physical. It's just stuff. I mean, it's good stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I was supposed to do a LA and New York trip next week, but one of my clients called and said, "Hey, can you be in Louisiana next week?" I'm like, "Oh, it depends." They're like, "Hey, come meet with the Secretary of State." I'm like, "Okay, we can make that happen. Let's do that."
I mean,
So it's stuff like that, but I mean, it's cool. It's just like stuff. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Good
Totally
stuff.
understand. Yeah, my internet is moving really, really slow right now, so I'm not able to toggle back and forth like I need to. So Nicole, was it you that said you were
There
gonna
she
bring it
is.
online?
There she is.
I don't have
Is Medusa here?
Lisa.
No, there's Nicole.
Nicole?
Kimberly.
Kimberly made it. Hey,
Hello.
Hey,
there she
Lala.
is. Yes.
Text that thing to Medusa. Just text it to her. The link to Medusa.
It works.
To her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a second.
I just sent it to you, but I sent it to her.
Yeah,
Look,
that's
y'all
what-
know I'm not tech savvy. I don't know if I
I
can.
sent it to her messenger, but I don't know if she
Yeah, as did I.
she saw it.
We're not live, are we?
We are live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are live right now.
Oh my God.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I
have
just
to go
emailed it to
cut out
Medusa.
the first part of this later, huh?
I just emailed it to Medusa.
Okay.
But
We gotta
Tanisha,
have
did y'all get to watch the?
we gotta have the do song.
I'm just saying. And where is QP? He was the one that brought us the plot twist today.
Oh yeah, what'd he bring up?
That movie.
This movie. Oh, I need to talk to my brother. He's sitting here watching this movie. Have you seen this movie?
I didn't get to, so y'all get to fill us in then.
Oh no, there's no way for me to explain. You know what?
We haven't finished it yet.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, I love my brother. I
Yes.
I love him. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I'm not gonna kill him because I love him. I love him. There's Medusa.
Wow.
Hey,
Medusa
there's no
made
way
it.
for me. You know what?
Medusa, you got to get QP on here because he's
Is that QP?
not yet. We got to get him on. Medusa,
Oh, that's Medusa. Oh, there she is.
Medusa, can you handle up, sis?
What's up, Deucey? Yeah, this movie right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've never smoked weed in my life. You know, but I think that to truly appreciate it, you probably need to fire up about 3 or 4 of them because it's obvious whoever wrote it was firing up 3 or 4.
Is it like that?
This is the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life.
It's a little bit
Okay,
wild,
so what is the movie?
but it's
Yeah.
dry and wild at the
Okay,
same
so let's just go ahead and say, let's first. Okay, most of us are here, so we have on the
dry
panel
and
tonight
crazy.
me. Hi, welcome to Lala's World, everybody. We also have Mr. and Mrs. Washington. Please say hello.
Hello. Bonjour.
We also have that part, Ms. Kimberly Spencer. Am I saying that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us tonight. I know we've had our share of technical difficulties. All of us have. Tonight has been not much different, but I'm glad you were able to get on tonight. I know last week was last time was kind of Medusa is in the building. Say hey, Miss Medusa.
Hey, can y'all see me?
We can. It's
Yeah, a little bit.
see you.
I just got home, so I live in the country. I had to open the gate, close the gate, you know, all of that stuff.
Right on.
There she is.
Business as usual on the ranch. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And then we got Nicole Boo, check one, check two, who muted herself.
Yeah, I was having a regulator up in this house. But hello,
Regulator.
Gotta
Mount.
do. Yeah.
Regulator. So we've been reading from this book called Alph. Live read the next live reading will be scheduled for next week. In the
Okay.
interest of time tonight. But we one of our panel members, QP, who is not with us currently, mentioned a movie that, according to him, is similar to what we've been talking about, our concepts
No,
we've been discussing in the book. No, no, not so much.
no, it is not. Well,
So before
it
we get
depends.
into it, y'all, if this movie is called Lobster, it's a Netflix movie. Netflix movie. So
Oh,
if
it's a Netflix
anybody,
movie.
it's, it's a Netflix movie.
It's a
So
Netflix
anybody,
original.
I think so. So,
It's
so anybody who may be interested in watching a movie and doesn't like spoilers and all that stuff, turn the live off now and come back after you watch the movie and see what the rest of our discussion looks like. Okay.
do
Now,
not
as for
watch
the rest,
this movie.
okay, tell us what's wrong with the movie, Dwayne. Tell us what
Okay,
did you see?
so I'm gonna give you the premise of the movie, which might actually sound interesting. Okay,
Okay.
so the premise of the movie is that
Oh
it's
god.
it's almost like illegal to be single. Okay, so you
Uh
have like and you got to kind of figure this out, like it just unfolds. But um, so like they have like the single police, and so if you're single, right, then they take you to this hotel, and if you're in the hotel, you got 45 days to find a mate and fall in love in the hotel, or you get turned into an animal.
wait, what?
You can pick the animal. Okay, so dude, like the dude who the story is kind of about, he's got a dog who evidently is his brother because his brother didn't make it the whole 45 days.
That's
Now,
not weird.
now you would think that if y'all all in a hotel and all the dudes dress alike, all the women dress alike, it's true. If you in a hotel and everybody has the same goal, like everybody got 45 days to find somebody, you think there'd be a whole lot of agreeable people. Like, let's just make this work. But that's not it. Like, everybody's dry, like no emotion at all. It's the weirdest thing. And they have to be compatible, but they figure out what's compatible. Oh, and then they go out with tranquilizer guns and hunt the people who ran away from the hotel.
The singles. Yeah.
The singles that ran away. So,
Which can buy you an extra day at the hotel to give you a little more time to find. However many people you catch, you can get an extra day.
Because there has to be something. There has to be an element for the privileged, if you will. If you're rich enough, then
well, no. If you
no.
got good enough aim,
If you can shoot, yeah, if you shoot them with a tranquilizer. So if you tranquilize them and take them back, then you get an extra day.
but if you think about it, like what kind of cold-hearted person is shooting people every day? So the chick with the highest score, like shot over 100 people, like she literally has no feelings and no heart. So she ain't finding a mate no time. So I mean, it's just
It's a wild movie. It's dry and crazy at the same time. It's like really dry and slow. Then something weird will happen. You're like, whoa.
like, did she
But
just
it's
say
like
that?
really weird. It's like
Oh.
it's like high and low. It's bipolar.
They couldn't have done this in America because nobody would have paid people to do this movie in America. It had to be like one of the
It's
European
interesting
movies.
though. I'll finish it.
Yeah, so now we invested in it. We probably about 2/3 into it, so you got to finish
Gotta
it.
see how it ends.
You know,
I
but
mean,
I don't. I'm not recommending this one simply because I don't want y'all mad at me.
But the crazy parts make up for the dry parts. Like so, it's like worth it to see the crazy stuff though, because
I mean,
it's way left field.
You're gonna. I can't even repeat what these people said, but you're gonna say, did she just like they riding on a bus? They just drive. And okay, let me tell you how crazy
So
this
like
movie
the guy
is.
got caught masturbating, right? And so
Oh,
his
he did?
his punishment.
Oh yeah,
They put his hand in the toaster, and
yeah. He got to put his hand in the toaster.
and they cooked his hand.
That's crazy. Just
because
at lunch or at breakfast.
Yeah,
So
because it's against the law to do that.
so let me tell you how crazy this is. And this is just so. Remember, I shoot movies, right? So this is when
Okay,
I
well,
look at it
it
from the
sounds crazy
cinematographer.
by the way y'all telling it, okay?
Let me tell you something. The way we tell it actually probably sounds like a good movie. Don't believe that, right? So at one point,
But the crazy parts are worth it though.
no, it's not. You're gonna waste your life. So let me tell you how crazy this movie is. Okay. So the two people, and I'm not gonna tell you what happened here because there's no way for me to explain it and not just be crass with it. But there's two people sitting on a bus because they on the bus on the way to go shoot some other people, right? And
Oh gosh.
the lady says some crazy stuff, right? And then he looks out the window and then looks kind of back at her. Literally, the commentary, because it's got a voice over the whole thing.
There's a narrator.
Yeah, the narrator. So let's just say me and Tanisha's on the bus.
You just have to watch it.
It's crazier than I can explain. So let's just say me and Tanisha on a bus. Tanisha turns to me and say, "Hey, Dwayne, I'd like a cheeseburger, but hold the French fries, and I'll take a large Coke."
Okay.
And then I look at the window and I look back at her, and literally, I'm not joking. The narrator says, and then she said to him, "I'll take a cheeseburger, hold the French fries," and he looked out the window and looked back at her. Like after she says it, the narrator says, I'm like, is this really happening? Is this go? It looked like they got high and made the movie up as they went along, and got higher as the night went.
Has anybody seen the show Hunderby?
Who?
Hunderby?
I have not.
Okay, it's kind of in that same style. It's like dry British comedy kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then something just completely off the wall happens, and you're like, "Whoa!"
This is not
Then
meant
it
to be
goes
a
back
comedy,
to
by the way.
No, it is. It's a
This
comedy.
is supposed to be a comedy?
It's a comedy. Yeah.
Actually, okay. Actually, knowing that it's supposed to be a
Yeah, it's
comedy
supposed to be a comedy.
actually makes it a little better.
Yeah.
Meaning that they meant to do stuff like that. That
Yeah.
actually makes it a little better.
Hunderby is in the same style. It's a TV show, and it's completely the same way. It's like really dry if you're watching it. But then all of a sudden, right when you get ready to turn, something completely crazy happens. You're like, "Whoa!" And then so you keep watching, and then it's dry, and then just something completely left field.
You know
happens
what?
And
You know what? Here's what it seems like. It seems like they put like 20 people in a room, and they told them what the movie is about, and told them all go in a room and write a scene, like, but don't talk to each other, and then we'll just film all 20 scenes. Like that's what it looks like.
So here's what I found. If I can get it to
I don't think
populate.
it's like the book though. Not from what I've seen. Not really.
In a near future world, single people are hunted and forced to find mates within 45 days or be turned into animals and banished into the wilderness.
Yeah.
It's called Lobster because that's the animal he picked to be turned into. Because lobsters live for over 100 years and
that was
stay fertile the whole time.
What?
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Knowing that it's supposed to be a comedy.
Wait a minute. I just saw my face on the screen. I literally look like the tragedy mask right now.
No.
What
Not
is
at all.
laughing at this? The tragedy, the comedy mask and tragedy mask.
Yeah.
My face looked like the tragedy mask.
That's hilarious.
You were saying.
No, I will say this. Knowing it's supposed to be a comedy, like, that makes me feel a little better. Like, they did this on purpose. Because it is the craziest thing.
It's kind of weird. It's a weird movie, but it has its moments. And it's just like, whoa.
I can't even repeat
the
interesting parts. You just got to watch it.
Don't watch it with kids in the room.
No.
What kind of comedy is that, though? First of all,
it's.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
It goes from dry to crass to like whoa to hilarious to dry to okay. Like
there are no jokes cracked, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
No jokes cracked.
Very weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
So you all don't see any parallels to the book at all?
Nah.
No, not yet. Anyway.
Other than they're trying to get rid of single people, I guess. I don't.
We definitely need QP to be present for us to be able.
I don't know. Maybe we need his perspective to see where the
connection is. Exactly, because
I just need to know, was he smoking one when he seen it? That's what I need to know. Now that will tell me everything. I be like, Q, be honest with your boy, because you know I love you. Was you blazing one when you watched it? I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm just trying to
Like,
make
young
sure.
brother, can we talk? Can we talk?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna come down on you, bro. I just want to know the mindset, that that you were able to, because it's a different wavelength that you may have connected on. I might not just be there. I might not.
Wow. So I have a question though. In semi seriousness, um, do, do you all see minus the turning into animals thing? Okay. Now we've had the Purge series, right?
Mhm.
We've read Alph. Okay. Um, now we. Oh, good Lord! I'm getting a. Please forgive me. I'm getting a Google Hangout call from the other. Thank you for hanging up whoever you were because I can't find you. And sorry, no. Okay. No distraction. I don't know if y'all heard the ringtone or not. Y'all didn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You did hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So please don't do whoever that was. No, not the other one. No. Okay. Love you. So so yeah. So what was I gonna say? So we've had the purge.
Mm-hmm.
We've read Alph, okay, and now we're talking about Lobster. I do see as commonality. If anything else, I see the government jumping in and meddling with things, and as the initial action, if you will, regarding social engineering, shall we say? And then I see some um, what am I trying to say? Dystopian fallout as the reaction to the initial action.
I mean, I think
My
all of
question is,
these.
do you all see any of that stuff as being possible in real life?
I think it's all really a play on 1984, right? So when
Ooh.
we look back at 1984, all of these are like some kind of shoot off of it. When we talk about social
Don't forget a
engineering,
Brave New World.
right? Same thing, right? So
Huh?
when we talk about government intervening, social engineering, um, I think that all of from Alf to what was it, Lobster, whatever. I mean, I think all of them have that context. Now, here's the interesting thing for me, right? So we talk about collective consciousness, like how we're kind of all connected together. Me and Sweetie were talking about something not too long ago about whenever you look at
He calls her sweetie.
movies in
I
the
love it.
future, right? Like it's never good, right? It's always like, oh, now we're living underground,
Dystopian.
or now it's never we've got such a better life now. We figured it all out. It's never that. And so it's interesting how our collective conscious continues to come up with a future that's worse than now. Like collectively, we
Right.
continue to do that. Like it's never, I think even in some situations, Back to the Future, right? But we never have this. Let's look 200 years into the future, and all of our problems are solved, and it's great and the whole nine, right?
Mhm.
It's never that. It's hey, things are jacked up now. We've got acid rain. We're living underwater. You name it. You got the Matrix where now
Space.
machines are creating babies as batteries or whatever. Yeah, the Earth got so bad we had to move out of space. It's never we figured it out and everything's better. It's always worse,
You got
right?
a whole point right there.
It's interesting because even with it, so and all of these things are they're only slightly unbelievable. Like most of it is like okay, so the whole turning into an animal part is unbelievable, but like the rest of it, even though it's why would you do that? Then again, like why would you hang black people, right? So
Or why is there a centralized or semi-centralized organization or database, if you will, collecting information on each of us individually? For what? and to what end and for what
They
purpose.
keep showing them these scenarios to tell them why it's bad to be why it's bad to be alone. Like one was
This one is hilarious.
the rape one. So one was like woman walking alone. So she's walking across the stage.
Wait, hold on. You got to realize this is what they act. They have an auditorium of people, and everything is dead silent, and they get on the mic and say, "Woman walking alone." They go.
So she walks across the stage, and this guy comes up and he grabs her from behind, undoes his pants, and just proceeds to like hump her, right?
But it's the driest
It's
type
just
mechanical.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh, I'm being attacked.
Yeah,
Help.
and she's just standing there straight faced, like, okay, he's got me.
No, she's screaming for help, right? She's not screaming.
She's going help, 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 and then like they say, woman walking with a man or with a partner. They say partner, and so then the man and the woman come walking by themselves, together. And the guy is still there, and they just walk past him and go around, and he's just standing there, like nothing happens to her. So they're trying to show you, like even the first day, they handcuff one hand behind your back because they said they want you to know that two is better than one. So his first night, he has to spend the night handcuffed with one hand behind his back. So he's trying to brush his teeth with one hand, and he's got the toothbrush in his mouth, trying to put the toothpaste on it, and he has to do everything one hand, And it's crazy like that. And the one woman eating alone, she was choking. No, it was a man. Dude, yeah. It was a man eating alone. He choked to death because nobody was with him. Then man with a partner, he started choking, and then the woman came and saved him. So it was like they're telling them two is better than one. They're showing them all these weird examples of why they need somebody with them, because by yourself is bad and you'll die.
Wowzers.
Yeah. You'll die. By yourself is bad and you'll die.
If when they find a person, then they go to the double room for 2 weeks to make sure they're compatible. And if they argue a lot, then they'll assign them a kid to help with the arguing.
That cuts down on
disagreements. I don't know why, but
says who?
And then after the 2 weeks, then you get to go on a yacht for 2 more weeks.
So was he high when he watched this movie?
I don't know. He's not.
We can't see your face, Kimberly. All we can see is your forehead.
Oh. Yeah, we lost Medusa.
I'm ironing because we're going to Louisiana tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm ironing. So I'm trying to do 2 things at once.
For the record,
we lost Medusa about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, okay.
Right before you got the call. That might have been her, actually.
Oh my goodness, right.
Oh no. Medusa, first of all, thank you for stopping in. And if you had to go, have a good night. But if you were trying to call, you called from the other line. No. No, let's not.
Yeah, so I do think, that theme of social engineering is there. But then you have the other theme of the human will, right? So in Alph, you got 500 years later, they're still looking for a dude. Here you got, the human spirit just yearns to be free because they do make a break for it and try to be free. 1984 is the same. 1984 is kind of the same way. Hey, let's defy the odds, even though it doesn't end like that. But there is a whole theme of the free will, human free will spirit will I won't say prevail, but it will intervene.
Interesting. What do you think, Nicole?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it. I'm not sure.
Hey Nicole, I'm gonna ask you a very personal question. It's not like anybody's listening. We're
just the people on
live. It's just everybody on live and all of YouTube. Are you a normal partaker?
No, not a normal one because I have concerns about like smoking or vaping. But I will say this. Um, if I vape or like do like an edible, I am the best mother like ever. Like I kid you not. So if I could find
Cook,
Welcome back,
clean.
Medusa.
Hey.
so if I could find a way to do like the edibles or like the candies, like I've seen all these really creative ways to keep some sort of CBD or marijuana in my system that keeps like I could be so calm, like my kids could like tear down a whole wall, and I would be like so philosophical and like my like right now with my 3-year-old again, I've been muting myself because he keeps coming downstairs back into my room, and I really want to cuss him out. But there's a lot of viewers. But like, if I had an edible, I would be so calm. And like the way that I would, him, like I would say something to him that would be so cool and intellectual, but it would also be kind of scary. And he would go to bed and stay in bed.
So here's my joke about it. It's like, is it actual philosophical, or because you high, you think it's philosophical, and everybody watches like, what the heck did she just say?
Well,
You got to film it to know the difference.
these
Don't do it.
Indian practices, I think, that use things like this, and it was, I guess, widely believed to open themselves up to the spiritual world. And apparently, as you can see, I've just given up. So he's here.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna watch it, just grab a couple brownies and.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
That's the point he was driving at.
Got you. Yeah.
To that end.
I mean, I never had one of those brownies, but I'm assuming that if I did, that would have made a lot more sense.
Maybe because
Wow.
it's parallel to the book. So.
Makes sense.
Has its comedy moments though. It's worth it. Just not with the kids around.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
don't have a 3-year-old in there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, make sure he's good and sleep.
You don't want him repeating any of that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna pick some certain lines to repeat. I'm telling you.
That part. Miss Kimberly, what do you think? Do you think, given the context that I gave, that something like that, minus the turning into a lobster part, maybe, is possible? And why or why not?
No.
No.
Don't do it. No. No.
You don't think it's possible?
Mm-mm.
So you want to say?
Like I'm gonna say no to the no to
Please, no. She's like, please don't do it to us. Don't
I
do
just
it.
think
to
more
us.
people would fake compatibility and just go on with life
Let me tell
instead
you
of
something.
turning into an animal.
No. I'm not turning to no.
I'll be a chameleon. I'll be faking it on day one. Hey, dog, how you doing?
Yes.
You got a lip? Me too.
No.
Shoot.
That is
Medusa,
And I
what do
meant
you
those made
think?
them
What?
compatible.
I'm sorry?
So like one lady had nosebleeds, and so the guy wanted to be compatible, so he's making his nose bleed. He's banging his head on stuff and just randomly making his nose bleed because he told her he got nosebleeds.
That made it compatible. They both have random nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Except his is not so random.
So
Well,
he's-
isn't that a testimony to what a man will do to be with a woman if he wants to bad enough?
right.
There you go. Things brothers do.
right?
I
If
actually,
you won't
since
make
we
his
were
nosebleed, he ain't into you.
since we were having technical difficulties, I started watching it, but I didn't get very far. He was just checking into the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
so-
dry for a while, then it just goes crazy.
No, it stays
Yeah.
that kind of. But
It's
so
dry and wild at the same time.
so you see the dog that's with him?
Yeah. You said I heard you say that's his brother.
That's his brother.
Yeah. What I thought was interesting, they asked him if he was straight or gay. So I was like, I guess the partner doesn't matter if it's a male or female, as long as you find somebody.
Did you see that pause though? He did.
Well,
He
he
said,
said
"Would you
he had an experience, but bisexual was not an option, is what she said.
Yeah.
He said,
Oh.
she said, would you want to be listed as heterosexual or homosexual? This dude paused
Yeah,
for a
think about
good
it.
90 seconds. Like,
Let me see.
I'm like,
He's
dude,
probably-
that's not an immediate answer.
He's probably thinking which one will get him a mate faster.
Well, yeah,
exactly
so
what
later
I was
on you
thinking.
figure out it's probably
But to answer To answer your question, Lala, because I believe your question was, is it possible? I think anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everybody right now is talking about population control and all those types of things. So, I mean, is it possible? Yes. Would people go quietly? Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's true.
But, okay, so let's say that they did this 45-day rule, kind of like, you know, have you ever seen I can't remember which movie it is, but it's like I can't remember, it's the princess or the prince has to find a mate for them to be able to get their inheritance and inherit the throne, whatever. So what if there was this 45-day rule, but if you found a mate in 45 days, it meant you were set for the rest of the
Oh, I do
relationship?
that.
That's what I'm
But
saying. I think
if something happens, then you have to go back and start your days over. If
that's
once you're
right. Of
because the
course.
one guy was married and his wife died, and then the other guy, his wife left.
Yeah, well, this guy had been, what, 12 years, something like that?
Yeah.
11
Yeah.
years and 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I guess it
So,
starts.
Look, you
I
can sleep.
can't believe
Hold
I'm
on, you can
so
sleep in
ruthless
another
right now.
bedroom too. You don't
But
even
you
have
know
to sleep
what?
in the same bed. You can
Right.
sleep somewhere else.
exactly.
They're checking or watching.
Come on, because surely there
That'll
will
make
be
you
cameras
shoot somebody.
involved.
Oh,
That
okay. Well,
because
you can sleep on your side, and I can sleep on mine.
his wife just decided to leave him. That'll get her hurt. Like, you
Right.
finna get me turned into a lobster? Oh no, you finna lose your hands.
And apparently the marriage license expired because
Yeah,
one lady got caught with her license expired.
yeah.
Like at the mall, the police caught her.
So
Dang.
wait,
So
They're
so
checking.
so
Like you have to carry it with
she
you.
was married, but her marriage license expired.
so
So does that mean she was no longer married then, or
well,
that
so think
license
about it like car
expired?
insurance. You get caught without your insurance, they take your car, right? So it's the same type of thing.
Mhm.
Like, they had the
They
police
take
at
her
the
husband.
mall checking for marriage license. So dude, he was posing with the girl, right? Like it's his wife, and she was in the store, and so they approached him like, "Let me see your papers." And he's like, "My wife is shopping. Like, where's she shopping at?" And all. So then she came up and kind of saved him, but he wasn't. I mean, they were faking it. You know, it wasn't
So
married
like
at
the
all.
outlaw group, they sneak into town and posing as married couples
There's got to be
to
an outlaw
shop
group.
to go
Always.
shopping
No
and to get
dystopian
stuff.
film is complete without an outlaw group, without a mercenary group.
Gotta have
Yeah.
out. Gotta have out.
Yes.
So she talked to the cop out of looking at the papers, or maybe they have fake papers. I don't know.
Hey, Medusa, you gonna watch the rest of this?
Oh, yeah. As soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna watch it.
So it's a couple of things I'm not gonna say,
Yeah.
but pay attention to the main single chick. But this chick is ruthless. Like, check that chick out. She ain't no joke.
Okay.
Just keep your eye on that.
And
And
you
it's
said,
not the one you think. When you think you found a ruthless chick, that ain't her. Keep watching.
and you said it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Is it also on YouTube?
I don't know.
Am I allowed to
I
ask that question on YouTube? I don't know.
Everything's on YouTube.
I didn't check on YouTube.
You're gonna get banned. She's talking about
Oh God!
Netflix.
Don't say the B word, please. Don't say the B word. I don't want to go back to editing videos. I don't.
No, we're not gonna get you kicked.
I just want
Yes,
to
go.
sleep.
You said what, honey?
I just want to sleep.
What happened?
I just want to sleep.
You
He
trying to
clearly
fall
said,
asleep?
"I'm looking for sleep."
Right,
Something about
exactly.
sleep or feet, something.
It's time to go to
He
sleep.
was clear.
He said he can't find the sheet. Your sheet is upstairs in your bed. Bye.
Oh yeah, I don't have it,
He was
honey.
clear in his communication. I don't know what y'all was talking about.
I'm no longer fluent in 3. I'm sorry.
You don't speak 3.
I don't speak 3 anymore.
He was clear. He was absolutely clear as any man could be.
Crystal clear.
I've been too far removed.
Bless his heart. Did he find his sheet, Nicole?
I'm gonna help him find the sheet in a minute.
Oh my God.
Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do
Oh,
that. Oh,
oh.
Your life
I
have to
haven't
mute.
don't do it.
What he was saying was, I need you to go get my sheet. That's what he was saying.
Because they're dumb. Listen.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, I kind of posed that question. kind of rhetorically, because you know, the idea of legislating an individual's private decisions, if you will, decision making, is kind of at the forefront in social commentary, at least in mine.
Well, it's not new though, right? I mean,
It's
you got
not.
China passed laws that say you can't have more than one kid. You
What?
got Hitler saying, you know, hey,
Who,
all
who said what?
Jews need to be registered and wear this star, and then march them to their death. Like we just mentioned, we just watched a whole century that was full of that, right? And we're seeing kind of the aftermath of it. Like, so China didn't think far enough ahead. So the concept of a brother and sister doesn't exist, or aunt or uncle doesn't exist. And then now kids, because they are the only kid, they're not having kids because they're in a situation where they got to take care of their mother and father, right? And so they're making that decision, and the mother and father only has one kid to help out with that, and so they're not replacing their population. They ain't think that thing through. They want to do population control, but it's kind of backfiring on them. So we've seen a lot of, especially over the last 200 years, a lot of people playing with social engineering. Hitler, like I said, not only killing the Jews, but saying, okay, I want to create this superior race, these blue-eyed, blonde-haired people. So it's not a new concept, and not only that, we've seen it played out in some of the most horrible ways within the last 100 years.
Right on. Well, we currently have a government that basically, not so much legislators across the board, but in essence, you have to tiptoe around how you discipline your children
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we
under
don't we
under
don't have to
penalty of.
go we don't have to go too far back, and we can see the result in it. If we look at football, that's dominated by African Americans. If we look at basketball, dominated by African Americans. Any sport that African Americans get involved with that requires physical strength, African Americans dominate. Well, why do they dominate? Right? Well, let's just go back. Same thing. Social engineering from a slave perspective. We're going to take the strongest buck, right, and make him mate with this woman. So the result is you're getting stronger individuals.
That
So
part.
they accidentally did what Hitler was trying to do on purpose. And so, once again, I think we can look throughout history and see plenty examples of it. It sounds heinous, but we forget that it happened here in this country. And we can turn on the NBA and see the result of it. Black men make up less than 6% of the population, but they 80% of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? 80% of the NFL. It's not an accident.
Right.
Not at all.
So I've been okay. I'll do this. I've been a little active on Facebook this week. Have y'all noticed?
Yes,
A little bit active.
just a tad bit. It's okay though.
Um. So thoughts about what I posted this week?
What'd you post?
So can you break down the image that you posted today that you made your profile picture?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
You know what?
What was the-
I'm gonna hold off on that for a little while, if
Okay.
that's okay with y'all.
Right.
But they're
I was,
what's that?
I said I was confused.
I didn't have time to really just look at it and pay attention. I saw it, but I was filming all day, so I didn't have the mental energy to think about
That part.
anything else. But I saw it and I was like, okay, that's a powerful statement. And looking forward to talking about it when you're ready.
Yeah, I was hoping that it would be an attention getting image for certain. And I left a bit of a cryptic message
Mm-hmm.
on purpose.
Oh my God,
This is
that part. Now the message, I got that plain as day. Plain as day.
What are you saying, Brother Dwayne?
What you trying to say? You're trying to say I ain't a killer, but don't push me. It just seems like we call it Balaam, right? represents a piece of every other god you've seen. You know what I'm saying? From the sickle to Medusa to Gishnu to uh, I forget the other one. But I could probably name off about 5 of them. That's all it seems like a mix up of. But to bring it back home, I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Something like that. Something like that.
Man. Ooh, I'm trying to keep my peace.
Help yourself.
That's a powerful one.
Help yourself. What are your thoughts?
I don't know much about, as much as I would like to, yet about like mythical creatures and different gods and things like that. But I was looking, and what I was she blue? Was her skin blue?
Is it? I knew I looked for a darker skinned version of the image.
I don't know if the skin was blue or green.
It's blue. It's blue.
Blue. Okay, I remember looking at that and thinking, okay, to me that
Or
represents
gray, like grayish blue.
like this is this is probably some sort of a powerful goddess who is normally peaceful. And in the blue, to me, I was thinking she's peaceful. She keeps this harmony and this balance. And even with the skull that she was sitting on, it was like, to me, it represented that she controls like or maybe not controls, but she's the necessary component for just life as a whole. And I just remember seeing the arms, and I'm thinking all 4 of them arms probably didn't have to come out, and that cup of wrath that she's pouring out probably didn't, and that was the blood being spilled of whatever this god was that she just slain. And back in the day, when you slayed something, you would hold that head up as a message to their tribe. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could just really just sit here with this for a while, but I couldn't. And I was like, okay. All right.
Yeah, I didn't get peace because of that necklace. She has a necklace full of her conquest. Like, don't be next, bro.
Yeah.
You got a necklace full of them skulls.
That part.
Okay, so what else were you? You said you posted something else?
I was just saying I posted a cryptic message along with that picture. But I also posted.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Sure. I also posted, Mother's Day was the day that began this week, in essence.
Not a coincidence, I'm sure.
You see what I did there?
The abortion thing?
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So here I am. I'm anti-biometrics, and I literally just put my whole iris in the screen just then. Way to go, Lie. Way to go.
Stop.
What was I thinking? Anyway, I was being dramatic. That's what it was. But yeah, so I've been really sitting with some things regarding. I feel like I've been called. Not been called. I feel like I've been put in a place of intercession. I'll put it that way. Where mothers and daughters right now are concerned. As far as being pro-life or pro-choice is concerned, because that's part
of the news.
It's because what's happening, I don't know if y'all are,
because that 11-year-old girl was molested or something. Was she 11?
What happened?
Wasn't it an 11-year-old girl molested, and they said she couldn't have an abortion or something like that? It was in the news, and I think it was in some state. She couldn't have an abortion or something. She had to have the baby.
There are some states in which abortion and molestation and where molestation, which is child rape. I don't know why we call it molest. It's such a pleasant child RAPE.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she had to have the baby. She didn't have a choice.
Because there's
she had
a difference.
To go ahead.
Rape is not a bad word. I've got a really tiny one present right now, but rape is not a bad word. And I discuss these things with my children, of course, at their age appropriate level.
Well, I'm a little concerned about YouTube's community guidelines too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I'm not
So
monetized, so I think we might be in okay water though.
so yeah, but
But
those
she
two
had
things are
to
different things when it comes to law, right? And so
she had to
that's
but
why
she
there'll
had
be
to
a
go ahead and have the
differentiation.
baby. She could not abort. She had to have it.
Oh wow.
They would not let
11
her do it.
years old.
She could not, yeah. She could not. They would not let her do it, even though she had to go through the process. And I think it was in Alabama or something like that. And I thought that was crazy.
I have a problem.
So
Me too.
here's a different take on it, right?
Mhm.
So they just asked me to come to DBU about a month ago and to come speak about end of life and speak about abortion. Now
Mhm.
this is DBU, so this is Dallas Baptist University.
University.
So
Mhm.
this is a Christian university, and I want you to think about this, right? So this is like they have Bible classes, um, but I wanted to canvass the audience, so I said, okay, how do you feel about abortion? It's about half and half, right?
Mhm.
With the youngest person in that class saying it was okay to abort up until before they take their first breath. Okay, and I was the youngest person in there, so keep that in mind. And so we had a conversation, and I tongue in cheek said I'm pro-choice as long as the baby's the one that's choosing, right? And what I did, and this is interesting because like almost every one of these people that when they were first asked were they were for abortion, almost every one of them came up to me afterwards with like, yeah, you gave me some stuff to either you gave me some stuff to think about, I never thought about it like that way, or I've changed my mind. Let me tell you the conversation. I said, as an African American, I'm very leery about who's making the choice, right? Because if I go back far enough, they made a choice that says where we can live. They made a choice that says what kind of car we can drive, what kind of car we can buy, where we can work and where we can't work. And so when it comes down to choice, and I mean, I took them through an hour and a half conversation of this, but when it comes down to choice, the question is who's choosing. And you've got to be real careful because when you start making these choices for other people, you got to realize where it goes. And I took them to an end that they say, oh, that could never happen. And then I start backing up so they can see part of this has already happened. So, for example, my wife's grandmother was in the hospital. Okay, her mother had to sign a DNR, says do not resuscitate. Right. Well, that's her mom making the choice. To says this person is going to live or not. What if it come and let me tell you something. And we were in there with a health professional. She's an administrator at a hospital. I said, what you don't know is that hospitals are already making these decisions based on revenue right now. Who's going to live and who's not, based on money right now. I said, am I lying? She said, no, you're not lying. It's what they're doing right now. And so when they start making decisions and making choices about who lives or dies, so where do we draw the line, right? Do we draw the line saying, well, um, we don't know if this baby is going to be viable outside the womb, so let's kill it? Then do we draw the line at, well, we looking at statistics, this baby has a 90% chance of being on the system, and not being a viable piece of our community, and therefore let's abort it. And once again, if you think any of this is weird, just start reading your history, right? And so when we start talking about choice, you got to ask yourself who's choosing, right? And the other side of that, which I haven't heard this conversation, right? And I'm glad we had it at DBU because they heard it for themselves. I said all of this is not good for women, right? If you think that a woman being able to have have sex with a dude and a dude have no attachment and say, let's just take care of the situation. If you think that makes men look at women better, you lost your mind. That something happened tonight. I actually screenshotted it. This dude I know posted something. He said, "Man, he said, now that I'm older, I'm kind of feeling bad for all them abortions I paid for because one of them might have been my daughter I never got." When we were in the DBU class and I asked everybody what they felt about abortion, and this tripped everybody out. This dude said, "Well, it's cheaper than child support," right? And it's good he said it because I wanted them to hear that, right? For them to hear this isn't good for you. This makes you look disposable. This makes men not take responsibility. This makes men look at women totally different. The other side is I don't have a say so, right? So if my wife gets pregnant and I want the baby and she doesn't, I have no say so. If she gets pregnant and I don't want the baby, I have no say so. I got to take care of it, right? Even let me take even if she gets pregnant by another dude because we married, I got to take care of the baby, right? Legally, I'm responsible for it, and I have no legal right to say you need to go and get an abortion. So, because the man has no say, he has no choice in the matter. And so, for most cases, and because when we talk about rape and incest, it's less than 3%. So it's not what we're talking about, right? For the most.
As far as reported is concerned, just saying.
Yep. So now I take an extreme.
Yeah, that part.
I'm very extreme. I'm like, in the case of rape, still no abortion. I mean, still, once again, let the baby choose, right? I was born in the year abortion became legal. And when you look at all the reasons that people get abortions, I fit into a whole bunch of them, right? And I'm 44 now. I don't choose to be dead, right? And so, no matter what situation brought you to life, it may have been messed up, it may have been horrible. It didn't have to be a rape. It could have been some dude you don't like, and it was a one night stand. It doesn't make a difference. The thing is that where do we draw the line with choice? Right. And so outside of rape and incest, when we look at choice, the choice happens long before that. Right. So everybody has a choice long before that. Most of the people that go down, and if you ever go down, for those people to say, you know what, I'm for it, I would like to invite you down so you can see how this is done. I want to invite you in so you can see this doctor without any type of remorse. Go in with this knife and cut these babies' body parts off and sit them on the desk right next to them, one at a time.
And let me tell you,
Right.
I did a paper for school, and I did one, and my teacher made me redo the paper because they were doing abortions up until the age of 2 in some states.
Up until what?
The age of 2.
That's not an abortion.
That's killing. That's murder.
What year was this?
It was in, I want to say it was like 1958. I want to say
2. Like this
2.
So I would say this: what's the difference in 6 months and 2 years? If people
2.
are appalled by 2 years,
2 up
then
into
what's
the
the
age of
difference in
2.
6 months?
She made me do that paper, and I had every documentation, but she made me do. She told me that wasn't. She told me, what was the word she used? That wasn't logical. Was one of the words she used, and something else, ethical. And I had all the.
That's between her and the people that are doing it, isn't it? Not you writing a paper about it.
She told me I needed to do that paper again. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So kids came with a warranty, and so once again, it's who's making the choice. Because for me, there's no difference in a baby that's 6 months in the tummy and a baby that's 2 years old. There's no difference. Murder is murder to me.
Murder is
Right?
murder.
So your physical location at the moment doesn't make a difference to me.
It can be
Because
that as
if you
somebody who
start,
doesn't have to carry one of them babies in your tummy. It can be that.
you say what now?
I say it can be that as somebody who doesn't have to carry one of those babies in your tummy and have your whole life turned upside down
Okay, so but think about
behind.
it like this. So y'all have to go through that for 9 months, and I got to take care of them for 18 years.
You might have to take care of it for 18 years if you choose to stay.
No, it don't matter if I choose or not. If I choose to leave, I'm still responsible for it, and they will lock me up if I don't.
Who?
Says who? What?
Says
Says
who?
the law. They will put me in jail. So, for example,
Well, that's only
here's a
if the
perfect
law.
example.
I keep
I'm not
seeing
negating.
evidence that laws are made for the people who follow them. I keep seeing evidence of that.
Yeah, I'm not negating
No,
what you're
it's
saying
the
because it's
opposite. The
true,
law
but
is
the
for the
law,
lawless.
like the law doesn't always catch up with everyone. For instance, Kaden is 7 years old. and her birth father has never ever been responsible. He can't be held legally responsible. The courts in Texas keep telling me, because although I've given them everything they need, including his written admission that that's his child. We were living together. We were engaged. Blah blah blah. I sent them all the letters. Him sending me stuff threatening to take her from me because I left him and all this other stuff. He's never. The state continues to reset court cases 2-3 times a year every year. This is year 7 that we're going through this, and because I don't know how he's able to evade the law, he will probably never have to be responsible ever.
Is he on a birth certificate?
No, but even if I put his name on the birth certificate, like that means nothing.
No, yeah, it means something. If you have to put his name on the birth certificate, they will take over from there, right? As a matter of fact, not only that, if you marry somebody else and that person legally adopts your child and divorces you, that person is now responsible for child support. Ask my father.
Well, not according to the state I live in, because I did marry someone else and we're divorced.
No, let me tell you something. My father, who I am 44 years old, he adopted me when I was 4. My name was not Dwayne Washington when I was born. Mm-hmm. Okay. Michael Washington adopted me when I was 4. He left when I was 9. His butt still owes child support right now for me.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, but it's not a blanket statement. It doesn't apply to everybody, and maybe it's a different
state. But my point is that's the law, right?
And you got people in that have tens of
just because people are breaking the law.
Yeah, but that's not the law for everyone, because I did marry someone else and we did divorce, and he's not responsible for her either.
Did he legally adopt the kid?
Oh, got you. Legally adopted? No.
Yeah.
No.
If he legally adopted the kid, then he would be responsible. Trust me, in every from Maryland to Texas to Florida. If you're in the United States,
I totally missed the whole legally adopting part. Yeah, my bad.
I think there are far too many children that have been carried to term and delivered that wind up being physically abused and assaulted, mentally abused and or assaulted. Let's say mentally and emotionally abused by women who are unsupported through postpartum depression because they're partnerless, because the dude chose to abandon. Quite frankly, if he was there just for the good time, had he gotten a vasectomy to begin with, there wouldn't even have been a question.
Well, with the same thing with her, had tubes tied to begin with, that wouldn't be a question. See, that goes both ways, right? But
no, it's not really going both ways in this case.
Well, I can say the same thing. If she had got a tubes tied, then she wouldn't be having this problem, right? So it goes both ways. But my point is this: all of you said is better than dead. So if we go back to choice, if somebody says, well, this person, if they're born, may be in a better situation to be abused or to be abuser, or because their parents were in prison, they're more likely to be a prisoner. So less abortion, huh?
I said left with a pedophilic boyfriend while the mom went out to work because he's not working, and because that's how a lot of that is happening nowadays.
Yeah. Oh God.
Most recently, what was it? An 18-month-old baby. The boyfriend was, or excuse me, stepfather, because they were married, right? Stepfather. No. They weren't married.
Oh, the one I'm thinking of wasn't.
Her name starts with the M.
She was like 4, wasn't she?
There was a 4-year-old also reported about this week. Yes, but no, there was an 18-month-old as well this week that's been in the news, and the mom was going to work, and he was supposed to have been taking the child to daycare, and the child died. No, excuse me, no. In this case, no. The mom left him to watch the baby while she went to run some errands in a hotel.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say 2 things with that. Number 1, people in general need to make better choices. Period. Point blank.
Why does it seem like the responsibility is almost
it's solely on the woman to make these better choices?
I said anything about the woman. I said people in general need to make better choices. I didn't say woman.
But the individual in between those two people, the man and the woman, the individual that's left to make those hard choices is always the woman. Now, and I say always because
let me tell you what I mean by that. Let me back up. Okay. So for example, when men step up, marry women, have good households, they bring up children that are good. They don't do these types of things. When men make good decisions in women, and they don't go to the club and find somebody as a jump off so they can do whatever they want to and then bounce. When women say, you know what, I'm worth more than that. I'm not going to go to the club and get jumped off. And let me help you with something. Women is just as much a factor in this as men. You know, we get approached the same amount. Don't make a difference, right? So there's enough blame to go around. But people in general need to make better choices. God set it up a way that we don't have these issues, right? Find somebody, marry somebody, and have a kid. When I'm at the prison each week, there's one thing all these boys got in common: no daddies, right? Some of them don't have mamas now. Now that used to not happen. I done met boys that never met their mama. Now their mama's still living, they never met them, right? And so in general, people need to make better choices, right? Period. Don't go to the club, bro, and find you somebody to do whatever with. Don't do that, right? Go somewhere and find you a wife. Woman, don't go to the club, get sloppy drunk, and can't figure out what happened the next day, and then 9 months later you have a kid. Like, people need to make better choices in general, right? All of when we take all of this back, all of this is a result of people making bad choices. Now, if you are at the house and somebody break in your house and they come and assault you, you can't help that. You can't help that, right? That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in general. People do going to the club, to the strip club, and say, "Okay, I'm finna buy these 3 strippers," and then they get pregnant. Like that, all of that's bad decisions, right? All of that. So I'm saying people in general need to make better decisions, because then at that point we don't have all of these issues and problems. A lot of these issues, like that dude who's doing whatever, I guarantee you he's 2 or 3 generations deep of crazy. Right? Find his parents. It's some crazy messed up people. Find their parents. It's crazy messed up people. Folks making
Yeah,
bad.
but in the meantime, I hear everything you're saying, but it's a lot of it's
They're not.
and I can't even I love you, brother Dwayne. You know I do, but I can't get with it. And here's the thing: you
So you're
have
saying people don't need to make better
no, no,
decisions?
no. That's not what I'm saying. I understand what you're talking about, but it's deeper than that. I I'm I have a personal account. I've never been pregnant, never had an abortion, or yeah, never had an abortion for the record, right? And listen, I don't intend on having children. I think I made myself pretty clear about that. And I don't intend on no, just no, right? My concern is less for myself and more for other other women and girls who are not in, let's just say, the position to 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 exercise my brand of judgment about things. I'll say it that way, because just like these boys that are going and finding quote unquote jump offs, right, are fatherless and sometimes motherless and stuff. Nobody's considering the fact that what it took to get the jump off to where she's at. Whether or not her first sexual
That
partner
part.
was when she was 5 and 6 years
That
old,
part.
18 months old. Nobody
Well,
stopped to consider that part. But what I want to
well, we
say,
consider that.
what I want to say though is that at the end of the day, we have some people who are quite frankly sitting in I'm talking about in the whole legislative situation, and how they're doing things that are frankly they're doing things that circumvent the law. I'll put it that way, in order to render circumventing statute, Supreme Court statute, which was what Roe v. Wade was, which then was the precursor to abortion being made legal nationwide. And correct me if I'm wrong at any point. Am I wrong so far?
Well, it didn't make
Am I
abortion
wrong
illegal.
so far though? It didn't make it legal.
No, what it did is that it left it up to the
It set
states.
the precedent to leave it up to the states. Okay, we'll do that. That's fine. But all the states agree with the judge with the outcome of the case, apparently.
You say what now?
I said all the states apparently agree with the outcome of the case, because
To
only
some
now are
degree.
laws being, but apparently because now suddenly it's reversing the judgment, reversing the outcome of it is a concern, and is and action is being taken now years later. I'll put it that way, right? So the
Yeah,
people that are
states can do.
doing the people that are doing
So,
this are people who never have to be concerned about, you know, possibly being raped and impregnated through rape and incest. And you folks who are
So
separate from who are separated from the how am I trying to say this? Who are separate from holding the bag, if you will, or making decisions for the people who are in danger of being left holding the bag. And something about
well,
that,
so
I
let's
can't
let's
I
let's have
can't
one
I
conversation.
can't legislate manhood to a man. How is it that men are making decisions for women about
Well,
what they're
let's back
allowed to
up.
do with their body?
Here's something to understand. It was already legal for an abortion in the case of rape and incest prior to Roe v. Wade, right? So let's throw that off
Actually,
the table.
in some states, just like with the 11-year-old girl, no, that there was a law already in place prior to Roe v. Wade, and so now that abortion is being made illegal, it's now being basically being enforced that rape and incest is not
My
So is it
point.
acceptable.
because she's 11
And the
or
other
because her
thing
mom?
too is here's another thing. In the case of rape and incest, in those situations, check this out.
I have a question real quick.
The mother still has the child, right? The
Is
rapist.
it because the girl's 11 or because her mom won't consent? What's the issue with that?
I'm sorry.
What's the issue with that? Is it because she's 11 or because her mother won't consent? What's the issue with that?
It's
I
not
mean,
that her mother wouldn't consent. The state won't allow her to have it
Won't
done.
allow her to
because
have it.
because she's
But
11.
but I bet you in that same state is one of the states that also will allow the rapist to come back and sue
Custody.
for custody and or joint custody and paternal rights.
Yeah,
So
Is he
so
that's
so, so
still
this
walking
guy gets to
free?
terrorize this girl for the rest of her life. Thanks a lot.
Is he free? Is he walking free or is he?
Oh yeah, he's free. He's not in jail.
yeah. So let's not mix
By the way,
those things.
the penalties in these states that have rolled back the Roe v. Wade decision, the penalties are harsher than a child getting, than the criminals who actually violate children.
Yep.
The penalties for them. That some might get 6 months if that.
Because
Well, but once
Meanwhile,
again,
if she
let's not
if
let's
she
not
goes
mix
if
those
she
two
goes
things
ahead
together.
and does it, she gets penalized for go ahead and getting the abortion done.
Well, but once again, let's not mix the two, right? Because number one, Roe v. Wade was put in not because of incest and rape. It was put in because people wanted to be able to have an abortion for
safely.
whatever. Okay, so once
Because
again,
they
less
were
than
happening
3%.
anyway, and they will continue to happen.
Right. But that's less than 3%. That's not even what we're talking about, right? So in cases of the mother possibly dying, in cases of rape and incest, they could already do that, right? That's not what Roe v. Wade is for. And when you talk to her, now she's a Christian and strange. So here's a kicker, right? So the woman who brought Roe v. Wade to court that wanted the abortion, by the time the law was passed, it was too late. She actually had the kid. Okay. Now, from my perspective, it's real simple. I'm siding on the side of the kid. Period. Like I said, I'm pro-choice as long as the kid is the one that gets to make the choice. And so, ask yourself, if you were the product of rape, if you were the product of an unwanted pregnancy, if you were the product of messing up somebody's life, would you want to be alive still?
I would not want to be born to a mother who looked at me and was disgusted every time she looked at me. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want
Okay.
that as a
So
mother.
I was born. So let me help you. So I was born to an unwed young mother. Okay, father nowhere to be found. But matter of fact, Kim is my sister. Kim is 4 months younger than me. So figure that out,
Mm.
right? So my mom, when I was born, left the state. Okay, and did some illegal stuff, right? For my 4 years later for my thing to go through, right? My what do you call it? Adoption to go through, because there was not going to be any getting rid of term of rights, whatever. Okay, when you look at the statistics that were there of reasons why people want to get an abortion, once again, I fit a whole lot of them. Okay, and I ain't choosing to be dead. Now, if I chose that, then I chose that. I'm on the side of the kid. We're trying to, and once again, I want you to take this to the logical end. We're trying to make decisions for other people. Okay,
That part.
whether it's in the womb or not, we're making decisions for other people, right? Remember that didn't work out too well for us when other people made decisions for us,
Well,
right? That is a slippery slope, and so
when it went
a
before the
society will
judge.
be judged by how they take care of people that cannot take care of themselves: the old people, the young people, and the sick people. And
Well,
so, if we start saying with old people, young folks, and sick folks, and by the way, we have that we're going to make decisions as it relates to their life, right? That we should be able to kill them if they're young enough and we don't want them, if they're old enough and we don't want them, or if they're sick enough and we don't want them, right? Those are slippery slopes to go down. And by the way, we've already started down that path. And so for me, it's real simple. I'm siding on the side of the person who is ultimately going to be impacted,
And
right?
you're welcome to do that. My question is, so since that's your position, you feel like that your position should be everybody's position.
but
So
That
you have
life
to
should
whether
no.
it is
I'm
look
not
saying
or
at
if
whether it is or is not.
on the news.
'Cause see,
She
well
doesn't want the child, and it's stated
do
that she
do
doesn't want to keep the child, but they won't allow her to
they won't
abort the
allow her
baby.
to abort that. And she's a baby herself, you see.
She's
And
11, and that's her
so
choice.
so I still say that personally, I get it. That's your stance, and I understand. My stance is that people who will never have to deal with the prospect of a certain condition, honestly, don't have a place to weigh in on the condition itself, in my opinion.
well,
So
that's like saying because I may never be murdered, I can. Oh, say for example, like you'll never be a murdered black man, right? That'll never happen to you. So that's like saying because you'll never be a murdered black man, you can't make decisions saying people shouldn't murder black men,
that's a
right?
false
That's not even.
equivalency.
That's the exact
That's
same
a
thing.
false
Because
equivalency.
I'm never gonna be a pregnant woman. I should be able to. I shouldn't be able to weigh in to say
That's a
pregnant
false
women can't kill
equivalency
babies.
whatsoever.
That's the exact same thing.
Okay.
No, because at the end of the day, murdered in cold blood, like a person who is an autonomous individual having their life interrupted, male or female, that's is equal, as it were, right? But there's so many other things that go into play with two people coming together under whatever circumstances they're coming together, and a new life being the result of that. There's so many different circumstances, and it's you using a
So let
broad
me ask it
using a
different.
broad brush in this situation is
So
very
let me ask it different.
unfair to that 11-year
So
old girl and people like
so so I go get with a girl. She gets pregnant. We did it on purpose, and we decide, you know what? I'm not married to you. You're not married to me. Um, let's go ahead and have an abortion. Are you saying that's okay?
Say again, I'm sorry.
I go get with a chick. We
Mhm.
do it on purpose.
Right on.
It's she gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. And we say, hey, no, we both married to some other people. This ain't gonna be a good idea. Let me give you $300 for this abortion. So you're saying that's okay?
They get together, have sex, and get pregnant together on purpose, and then
On
decide,
purpose. They didn't
never
get
mind.
pregnant on purpose. Or they could have got pregnant on purpose and changed their mind a couple months down the line. $300, let's go kill a baby. So that's okay?
So who's gonna do that, first of all? But here,
That's where
so
most of these abortions come from, by the way.
I've got just like in the case with the anti-abortion legislator guy who had asked his mistress to get an abortion some years back. That
Oh,
stuff
it
like
happens
that.
all the time. Like I
That
just said,
part, that
dude
part.
said, I'm
But
feeling
again,
guilty for
like
paying
like
for all these abortions.
like I was saying, and he feels guilty for paying for the abortions. How about feeling guilty for all the lives that you initiated with abandon? And that's the other thing, because child support and the whole legal system aspect that you were talking about is not enough to deter reckless um
Let's back.
reckless
Is that
impregnated.
okay though?
Is that okay?
Yeah, let's back up. I
Is,
mean, it's real
is
simple
it is
question.
it okay
I
for a
get with a
random
chick
man to
who's
come into a
pregnant.
woman's life with selfish motivations and completely alter her life for the rest of her life with abandon, and then move on to the next one? Is that okay?
Wait,
Because
hold on a second.
at the end of the day, the bottom line is mama's baby, daddy's
That is
baby.
motherfucking maybe.
I'm just
But
saying,
but
because
that that
so at the
that'll
end of
work
the
in our
day,
favor.
the choice to walk away always is upon the guy. And the thing about women's
Hold on,
value
back
being
up.
cheapened,
I
No,
asked a
because
very
now
simple
you
question.
done talk most of the doggone live now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You talk most
I'm
of
but I
actually
asked the
still
question. I
waiting.
haven't heard
I'm
the answer to the
actually
question.
still
Is
Oh,
waiting.
it
I
okay?
apologize,
That's it.
Nicole. I want to say this really quickly though that okay, I had it and I lost it. Whoops, I was going somewhere. Thanks, but
The majority of abortions that happen, that is the case. Two people got together. They got together on purpose. They didn't intend to have a baby. Somebody gets pregnant, and they say, "Let's go take care of this. Let's go kill the baby." So my question is that okay? Because most of these are, we're talking about incest, rape, and we're talking about the mother's life. Most of them are not the case. So given that scenario,
they're still swept
that's
into that
okay.
same current though. Those
Huh?
quote unquote extreme cases are still swept into the same current. No, you can't either.
If you ask me
And
the extreme cases, I'm going to say the same thing because I believe in life. Like I don't believe it's okay to go kill anybody for
you're
any
welcome
reason that's
to.
innocent.
You're welcome
Huh?
to. I just don't think it's fair to impose that same belief on everybody carte blanche because everybody doesn't have the same convictions you do
So
about
let's
it.
so let's
And
let's
again,
take the Hitler stance.
I'm a woman who is not ever going to have a child. But I've seen enough of the mental games that women undergo at the hands of men. I've seen enough stuff to know that we're at risk of enough stuff as it is with things the way they were. And that's what I was going to say was about
All of
the
that's
value of
true.
women, the value of women being diminished. At the end of the day, abortion availability or not, that's how these men are behaving out here in these streets. Is pump and dump is a culture right now. Rape culture is real in America.
Right, and it's going
And
to be worse. That's my point. Right, that's my whole point. Like that, none of that stuff.
especially now that men who are into stealthing and practices like that know that they can actually move forward with their plan to
And
put that
what?
woman down
Sorry.
and take her off of that's okay and take
You
her
say
off the
into
market
what?
because stealthing it's a thing, it's a whole
Did you
thing.
say still?
Stealthing, STEALTHING. I
What is it?
apologize, y'all, but I'm gonna have to go in a little bit. I've got another call I gotta get on in just a second. I
But
apologize.
I'm
Stealthing.
not disagreeing with any of that. My
Mhm.
point is, if a kid is brought in, regardless of the situation, is better than dead. So
And
I
my
can use
point is, you're allowed to have
every single
that
thing that you
position.
said,
Huh? I'm sorry.
but everything you said, I can put that on a 1-year-old, right? There
I don't
is no
understand.
difference. You can have a daddy that don't care. You can have a situation where they're in poverty. You can have all of that. And the government can say, you know what, because this kid is liable to grow up and be on the system, let's terminate him now at 1 year old. Right? There is no difference. So all of those same arguments matter of fact, Hitler used some of those arguments to get rid of the Jews. Right? What is it?
Where the guy takes the condom off.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to get out of here. The place is closing.
Oh, that's great.
But okay, so
So
right.
remember, all of the arguments that you're saying are not specific to an embryo, if you will, or an unborn child. None of those are specific to an unborn child. All of the ones that you've brought up are still true when that kid is born, right?
So, but
So
have
using those
quote unquote
arguments, there's no
abortions been
difference
performed on people in
in aborting a
America?
baby and shooting a 1-year-old in the head.
Right, but my question is that has that been happening in America under abortion legalization? Because again,
Has
I
what been
think just like
happening?
we shooting 1-year-olds in the head legally.
They don't have to. You don't have to wait till they get one.
I'm confused. But
So
what
my
you're saying
point
is
is,
your
it's
point
real
is
simple. My
you're
point
talking about some
is
stuff
that
that's kind of
okay?
off the topic because that's not what's
No, it's
happening
very
under
on
that's not
topic
what was
because
happening
we're
under
talking
legalized
about,
abortion.
if we're talking about abortions, I ask a simple question. You have two people that get together, okay? They didn't mean to get pregnant, but they did the
Hmm.
stuff to get pregnant. Now, one of them's pregnant, a couple months later, they change their mind. They want to kill a baby. Is that okay? Yes or no?
I think that should be between the two of them and their medical professional and not the government. That's what I think.
Okay, so I get mad at somebody across the street. I take my gun, I go across the street, and I shoot them in the head. Is that okay?
That's apples and walnuts.
No.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What's the difference?
It's apples and walnuts.
Well,
Well, in
Actually,
that case, the government should come back in with anti-homosexuality laws because we're talking about what people do with their private
let's not
lives.
get off the subject. We're
I
talking about
mean,
killing.
no,
We're talking about murder.
that's a fairer
Does the
comparison than
age
what you're
of the
talking about.
individual think about it, does the age of the individual you murder
Oh, we're
make a
gonna have
difference?
to continue this next week because I gotta go.
Because that's the only difference is the age, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Is the age of the individual you
No,
murder
the age of
make a
the
difference?
individual doesn't even start till after birth. Is that not right or wrong? We don't start counting
Okay,
the age of a
so
child until day one. Am I tripping? Maybe it's me.
so if your baby is 6 months in the tummy, that don't count.
That's again, not my baby. That's not ever gonna happen.
Because what we count
That's
is
not gonna happen.
birth. Okay,
We
that's why I say
count
it's
we
your
count
birthday.
aging for your birthday, right
Right,
on.
your birth. We
So
celebrate your
again,
birthday. That don't mean you biological.
all these comparisons you're bringing up are totally inequitable comparisons. They just are because
No,
again,
it's
nobody,
very simple.
because again, under legalized abortion, nobody was going around shooting 1-year-olds in the head. Come on, brother Dwayne, let's be fair about
No,
this.
but
Right?
I brought that up. I, I'm asking a simple question. I said, should they be able to get an abortion when they didn't expect it? Should they be able to kill the baby?
And I
You
answered
said
her
yes.
question. I
Actually,
said that should be.
you said it should be between those two people.
I said it should be between those two people and their medical
Okay,
professional, and not the government. The
so
government should butt out.
I'm so you saying the government should not intervene. Now, for people on my side of the fence, they look at that as murder. So when we look
And
at other
I get
types
it.
of murder, we see that the government should get involved.
Has
So my
anybody?
point is that the only two things different is the age of the individual. So if he's 20, it's not okay, but if he's 20 weeks, it is okay.
I have a question for
Is that
you
what you're saying?
on the subject of murder. Have you counsel people? Have you counseled men who have been raped by other men?
Ton of them.
Did they ever talk to you about how they felt like their soul was murdered?
Um, they've talked about a whole lot of stuff. For
Mm-hmm.
example, every single gay man I've ever had to counsel have been through some child molestation.
Mm-hmm.
Every single woman who was like in her teens or early 20s is very promiscuous,
Mm-hmm.
have been through some child molestation. But it makes sense to us
So
because
that
in
spiritual
those
murder,
four
that
levels of
emotional murder doesn't matter in the subject of the conversation about murder. I mean, since we're gonna go
you
completely
said,
out,
does it matter?
yes, that apparently that doesn't matter. The condition that the woman is left
Are you
in
saying
these
that
situations. I mean,
well,
we're
once
going
again,
out into deep water, so I figured I'd walk out into the deep water with
no,
you
I
and we
mean,
try to
but
swim in
that's
together.
just not the same thing. So once
Oh
again,
no,
our
it's not the
arguments
same
that you're
thing.
making are still valid when he's 1 and 2 years old, or 20 years old, or
That's not
25 years
true
old.
because again, that's not what was happening under legalized abortion. You're talking about something that's not even factual in that case.
Let
So
me
y'all,
explain this.
it's
You're
almost
saying that
11:30. This place, I'm getting shooed out of here. Okay, I'm getting shooed out of the place. All right, and they were kind enough to let me come do this live here because I was on the road. All right, but can we do it to be continued next week? Should we maybe do that after we
yeah,
talk
let's do
about
that.
Alph?
Yeah,
Because
let's do that.
I'm down with it. Yo, it got spirits hit up in here. And I want to say, first of all, thank you all again so much for being a part of this continuing conversation that we're having each week. I love y'all. I'm going to go ahead and say it, okay? I love y'all because I do, okay? Every last doggone one of you. And those from the panel who are not here tonight, I love y'all. I absolutely do. Thank you so much for lending your intellect, for lending your thought processes, for lending your exchange of the exchange of ideas, that being possible on this weekly broadcast. Thank y'all so much for lending your energy to that. I also want to say thank you, Dwayne and Tanisha Washington. Thank you so much, uh, Kimberly Spencer, for being a part of. I keep wanting to call your last name something else, honey. I'm sorry. Nicole Boo, check 1, check 2. Thank you for being here. Medusa, thank you for popping in when you did. QP, thank you for bringing that interesting movie to the forefront.
Gotta go finish it.
And then you throwing a rock and hiding your hand and not being here for the discussion. I'm just saying, you know.
Because he knew.
What was
already
going to
knew.
happen.
No,
But
he said he was
He's
recording.
somewhere laughing right
you
now.
know,
Yeah, watch it.
but yeah, in the meantime, I cannot say again how much I appreciate y'all. So chapter 4 of Alph next week, are we doing that or no?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna do it, and then also we'll continue the conversation about what's happening. And, we got a week between. A lot apparently can happen in a week.
We need to discuss next week that Malia
Malia, that's that baby's name.
We also
Malia.
gotta talk about Curry's wife.
Huh?
Curry, we gotta talk about that.
Oh, we gotta talk about it because she's said some more interesting stuff.
Oh, she says.
Oh, yes, she has. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, again, thank you so much to everybody that came in and joined us live and you chatted. Thank you to everybody who is going to come after the video broadcast and view. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. It's Lala's World, and thank you for being a part of it. And we will see you all next Thursday at 9:30 p.m.
All right. Good
Okay,
night.
love you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.